Hello, my beautiful friends, and welcome to episode 107 on authenticity. Authenticity. Who are you being when you're not editing yourself? Who are you before you alter your behavior to fit in? And if you were raised in any of the societies happening on earth at this time, you have been indoctrinated into some culture or other and will likely go on a journey of discovering who you are outside of your social set, your family where you came from, the school that you went to. In order to be yourself, you get to learn who that is. You get to remember and reacquaint yourself with the things of you that are actually you. So, what do you value? Fun, joy, adventure, peace, wisdom, grace, beauty, stability, integrity, communication. These are all examples of core values that you can understand and know about yourself. Like, oh, yeah, I value this thing. And then when you're out of integrity with that, it helps you to know authenticity is the spark of excitement and joy that you experience before you swat it down using the words you were told long ago of, I can't do that, I can't say that, I can't be that way. How do you know who you are when you grew up in a culture of, we don't do that, they do that, and you don't want to be one of those people? So to prevent that alienation, you sacrificed your authenticity. You were like, oh, well, if me being this way is not accepted, I will just stop being that way. And for certain things, if it's like, if there's a behavior that's harming people, yourself included, first and foremost, that's one thing. But if it's like with so many people where your natural movement and expression was dimmed or cut off and it caused all these catastrophizing in the psyche, right? If you're not able to discharge the energy that's flowing through you by moving or expressing or crying, a normal human response, that it incepts you with a whole slew of things, like thoughts about like, oh, well, if I cry, I'm weak and I'm bad, or like, only, oh my God, like only girls cry, or like something ridiculous. Um, yeah, that just causes developmental issues. Think of it this way. If you were not taught how to respond, how to process your emotions, you were just taught to suppress them, then you didn't develop past whatever age it was that happened. So if that was 2 years old, if that was 6 years old, maybe something happened in high school with a person outside your family, if it didn't happen with your family. But likely, if you're here listening to this, you've had an experience in your life where you were told, stop doing that because it's weird, or because it's bad, or because it's unacceptable. And you were like, what? I can't help that. This is just, I'm just either, I'm just having fun, or I'm just expressing myself, or man, I'm just living. Are you kidding? Maybe here's an example. Maybe you grew up in a diet culture who moralizes food as good or bad. Have you ever heard someone do that where they're eating something and they're go, "Oh, this is so bad," or "I'm being so bad right now," and it's like, interesting, because from where I'm standing, we're all God, and we get to have the consciousness that our body's balance. We are literally light, and the food we're eating is light as well. So if you're tuning it as you're eating it to bad, yikes. What do you think the effect of eating food and telling yourself that it's bad for you will do? Because we've all seen the study with the rice by now, where you label one jar love and one jar hate, and they both have rice in them. And the love jar stays all nice and clean, and then the hate one becomes black and crumbled. I know people who've done this as well, multiple people, and it comes out the same every time. That's the power of thought. Thoughts are energy. And when we affirm silly things when we're eating, we receive the direct one-to-one results, input and output. When you recognize the effects your thoughts have on your body and your world, suddenly you speak with much more care. And you can even see this in other people. I don't know someone who's really happy and fulfilled and in their authenticity that is unwell. For me, I've come to recognize through meditation and observing my thoughts that when I was younger and I was feeling really exhausted being around everyone at school, I would want to be sick. I read something the other day where it was like, wanting to be sick is the sign of sickness. So, me using illness as a way to say no to things, like say no to going to school and feel overwhelmed by all the energies there and all the people and all the demands and all the do this, do that, do this, do that. When I was repeatedly taught that I could not be myself or that being myself was unacceptable, it makes a lot of sense. What a smart coping strategy that 6-year-old me came up with. And then when I became 23, 24, 25, I was like, oh, yeah, this is not working for me. I decided at some point I don't get sick anymore. I just don't get sick anymore. And since I decided that, there've been very few times where I actually have gotten ill. And when I do, I recognize it now. Oh, okay. I was out of alignment with wellness. I was not in alignment with wellness. So either, I wasn't sleeping enough, or I was not treating my body well in some way. I was not treating my mind well in some way. I was letting the dogs run astray. We always learn to come back to our truth and our wellness. And remembering everything is already perfect. Everything's already perfect. If you don't know my story, that's one of the affirmations I used to heal my body from a lot of nerve pain and muscle damage. But it was just a matter of recognizing, oh, yeah, my thoughts form everything. Children. That's so funny too. The things that we decide as children that then later in life we get to adjust, wild. In order to determine who you authentically are, you get to spend time with yourself in a way that's not judgmental. So, not you telling yourself that you're a POS for not doing something, or that you should be somewhere by now, or like just nonsense that's totally was put on you by someone else, or that you learned to think about yourself. But you just being with you and simply enjoying your presence, enjoying how clever you are and funny you are in the way that you think, or enjoying the silence of your mind when you can get there. If you need assistance with that, there are a bajillion meditations on this channel alone, but also out in the world. Guarantee, if you have any thought you're like, I would really like to do a meditation on this, if you type it into YouTube or something, it'll likely come up. If you're looking for a specific short one, though, I would recommend the Rose meditation from me, which is in the 40s. And right around there is also the Rainbow Bubble meditation. I think they're in the 40s. They might be in the late 30s, but they're really, really good. I really love them. They're really easy. There's also Breathing Love, but spend time with yourself. Write down what you like. Writing down, that's why episode 1 of this podcast is 7 techniques for cultivating joy. And that's because doing things that are joyful for you make you feel better in body, mind, and spirit, and affect your cellular growth and wellness on a very literal level. Yeah. Saying anything else right now from my high school? No. Well, all right. Yeah, so that's where I will leave you right now, which is spend some time with you, journal, write down how you are desiring to feel. Ask yourself how you already feel. You don't have to write it down if you don't want to. I like to focus more on the new thoughts because I look at it like send all your power and energy into lighting up the board that you want to light up. And I don't know why I'm visualizing a light bright right now. Maybe that's important for someone. Yeah, like send all the energy into the light bright that you want to light up. Don't send it into the other one that you don't want to light up anymore because you're the one that is feeding the energy to it through your attention. Light up the one that you want. Period. When you stop feeding electricity, your thoughts, to the other ideas, they cannot survive in your experience. And now that you've been taught this, you will have a much easier time doing it. So, have an absolutely beautiful day. If you would like a one-on-one session with me to get into that mindset and craft specific affirmations for you and your specific experience, guide you through any particular nonsense that is coming up in your subconscious, you can sign up for a one-on-one below. You can ask me any questions that you might have. All right, my loves, have an absolutely beautiful day. Bye now.